My name is Marielle. Welcome to Shocktoberween. October is one of my favorite times to talk about horror movies. Do you know who Abby Normal is? To start off our Shocktoberween festivities, let's chat about the 70s classic, Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein is a 1974 film. The grandson of the infamous scientist is adamant about verifying that his grandfather was not a madman. Traveling to Transylvania, Frederick Frankenstein discovers the process of bringing the dead back to life. Young Frankenstein never gets old. As my dad's favorite movie of all time, I was introduced to this film when I was a kid. Named as one of Mel Brooke's best films, Young Frankenstein is a comedy like no other, impacting the film world. The late Gene Wilder proclaimed Young Frankenstein as his favorite film of his acting career. Counterbalancing the proper manic behavior, Wilder is fantastic as Frederick Frankenstein. He tends to shout most of his lines, which can get annoying. Frederick learns to accept his past, which leads him to create his own diabolical creation. Nobody could keep a straight face in scenes with the late Marty Feldman. As the bug-eyed hunchback Igor, or is it pronounced Igor? Feldman improvised a majority of his lines. As a joke, he switched the sides his hump went on. Terry Garr instantly won the part as Inga, which he did a German accent right on the spot. The chemistry between the trio is out of this world. It's amazing how they were able to get through some scenes with a straight face. Young Frankenstein would not be a masterpiece without the talents of Madeline Kahn, Cloris Leachman, and the unforgettable Peter Boyle as the monster. And let's not forget about its driven ensemble. No matter how small your part is, everyone sticks out. Uncredited at the time, Gene Hackman is memorable as the blind man. His final line caused the entire crew to break out into fits of laughter. In fact, there were several ad-lib moments during the movie. Comedy is all about taking a risk. Every day on the set of Young Frankenstein was a fun time. In fact, nobody wanted filming to end. So, Mel Brooks added more scenes in. Remember the Puttin' on the Blitz musical number? Wilder fought with Brooks for 10 minutes to put this scene in. It wasn't until after Wilder stormed off set that Brooks phoned him and allowed to put the scene in. Brooks wanted to see Wilder fight for it. I highly recommend that you watch the bloopers. The crew didn't think they were going to get through one scene without everyone breaking into laughter. So he wouldn't ruin the scene, Brooks acted like a cat when Wilder threw a dart off screen. Brooks handled the source material of a classic with respective care. Did you know that most of the props and sets used in Young Frankenstein were the same sets and props from the 1931 Frankenstein? Makeup also deserves a shout-out. Like the original Frankenstein, Ed Butterworth used greenish face makeup for the monster. It was a good idea to make Young Frankenstein a black and white film like its predecessor. The Gothic ambience successfully dismounts the film in the right setting. Young Frankenstein changed comedy. This film is important to my family. I will never forget how we laughed and laughed the first time we watched it together. It's impacted several generations. It's one of those films where you're sad to see it end. Put Young Frankenstein on your list this October if you have not seen it yet. I have a lot of films to discuss on my list for Shocktoberween month. Tell me, what's on your list this October? Next time, we are going on a car trip. Along the way, we're going to discuss Joyride, an underrated classic. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel or to my Patreon. My name is Marielle, and this has been another one of my movie reviews.